Hi, everyone. My name is Jim Lal-Tabak. Welcome to this Wednesday evening energy treatment. Um, Thank you for coming. I appreciate everyone that's able to attend in live in Zoom, and also uh, those who are able to make it to Facebook Live that is happening also right now. So, I'll give a brief, just a very brief. Most of everyone here knows me, but um, I've been on a healing journey since really 1976 when I started doing yoga and meditation, and and then I had a near-death experience in 1982, and that set me, you know, uh, a real uh, experience of my mortality and uh, chances. That I was young, but that I think a lot of young people feel somewhat invincible. And I'm sure I never thought I was aging or anything like that. And it just was the big wake up call that I needed to get at that time, which I am grateful for today. Um, and So I wanted just to start with talking about um, the change in of seasons and the light that's changing, and also the very curious thing about our cells and cellular memory, because it is said, and it's a scientific biological fact that after 7 years you have a completely new body, that all the cells have um, died and new cells have come into place, taken their place. However, all those cells seem to pass on signatures of and information and DNA and all those things. So we keep getting, we keep in, we're in that cycle, so why do we, you know, hold on to these things? Well, hold on is kind of a funny thing, but why does it keep happening? And in a way, that's how we're made. But there's this, and in energy work, there's a place between this, the two, when the two cells, let's say you have an old cell and a new cell, there's an area where there's transmission. And if it's a good idea, we can interrupt that. But there are plenty of times when we need those memories. We need cellular memories, but sometimes, we don't. So intuition helps play into this to some extent, and asking for higher source guidance, because just automatically, it's like throwing out everything that you own and forgetting that you may need some of those things. But I want to lighten my load, so I'm going to get rid of all of it. And then you wonder why, you know, oh, I guess I shouldn't have thrown out those stocks and bonds or something like that. But you know what I mean. So we need to keep what's important. Memories can be very important because they are lessons oftentimes, and that we need to follow those lessons. So at any rate, I'm going to back to the seasonal change, and what's really one thing, a simple thing that I think is really important is to, in the morning, get some sunlight, direct sunlight, so that your body can start to adjust. So you feel the temperature change. You notice the light angles of the sun. and morning and evening. So we start, especially those who suffer perhaps from seasonal affective disorder, they call it. But it's a lot of that comes from being indoors too much. Of course, getting enough vitamin D. But we can, the problem is sometimes for people, it's like too abrupt of a change. So we want to gradually change with the changing light patterns, so that we're not sort of broadsided with, oh, all of a sudden, hey, oh, I just looked outside, it's dark. Oh my gosh, and well, it starts accelerating too. The shortness of the day keeps getting fat, more and more quickly. But if we can feel like we're in sync, be aware of those changes, it's going to help. And energetically, we can also support the adaptation. So, and then back to, I'm going to go back to the anniversary kind of things. The fall is a classic anniversary time, where, either when we were young, we went back, it's back to school, or our kids go back to school, or, it's starting to get colder, especially if we're in the northern hemisphere. All those details make for setting our cellular memory, to react or not. So we want to be, first thing I'm going to correct is just being conscious, right? So being conscious and paying attention. So take a few breaths right now. Just relax. So I want to ask anyone if you could, either in the reaction area, if you feel like you suffer from, you hit the react button, and let's see what if I do that. It's I think that's where you do it. Raise your hand or something if you have experience or suffer with seasonal affective, disorder, seasonal effect, with the low light. Does anybody here have that experience? Yeah, everyone's good. Oh, okay. Well, you can always write it in the direct chat me too if you don't want to put it in the just list it there if you don't know how. Oh, yes. Okay, we got at least one person. So I'm going to, and if you know anyone else, like in your family, that also suffers from that, you can also let me know. And I will be keeping them in the treatment. And anyone that comes from Facebook Live also, I'm going to also do some energetic corrections, but we'll do that, and also just memory. If you have any kind of anniversary type, experiences, traumas, I'll be working on removing, or at least making those traumas not so difficult to manage, because we need to deal with those traumas that we've experienced, and they can show up in our physiology as disease, as pain, and it's not conscious. So we want to work with that. I'm going to work with some of that unconscious program and conditioning. So start with light and how are coming through the optic nerve and then in the brain, and it's then processed. And if we are So we want to have flexibility. Mm. So as a young child, I have this had this experience. My a parent, one of my parents died when I was young, and every year around that time, I mean, it also had to do. It was around some other holidays and things, and but I would feel so bad, and over time, I let a lot of that go. I was able to stop having those experiences, and it is a process of forgiveness. So we're clearing that, um, and you know other things that that perhaps feeling abandoned, um, feeling betrayed. I'm just covering all these different things that relate to why, that could be imprinted in our cellular memory. And I'll bounce back to the light as well, because, and the seasons, the temperature, the the air, the humidity. Each time I say something, it's in sense it's a intuitive hit, and it's also something that I'm clearing and correcting. So um, you get that's what's happening when I speak in this type of work that I'm doing. Just relax and notice any shifts in your body. If anybody has anything that comes up, um, uh, yeah, okay. Thanks, Diane. Absolutely. End of the sailing season. Yeah, people try to prolong things too. They'll like, I know someone who likes to go in the lake, and so they got a wetsuit so they could stay in the lake longer. And that's great. But there is a thought, that, oh, the time, so we have to get as much in as possible. I've noticed people all, in this time of season, especially, there's this sort of, oh my gosh, we have to get all, see people and get out there and do all these things. And it's, it's, there's a real um, awareness that, oh, like time is sort of changing now. And when during the summer, well, the light changes very slowly in the summer, and as we get closer to the dark days, it accelerates in terms of the shortness. The days gets shorter and shorter, quicker and quicker. So we don't notice change during the summer months when the sun is high, because the days are not shortening so much, and the sun is staying up a lot longer. So at any rate, I want to clear those things too, because the sun, we we rely on it a lot, and it does affect our physiology. So, but we can also rely on other aspects of nature. When last winter, when it was super cold out, I mean super cold, I decided I would do sort of like, I would go out for like 3 minutes and get really cold, and then come back in and jump in my little tent sauna in the house or something, just get really warm. And so I let my body, I was doing that kind of reset of the vagus nerve idea, and it made it actually kind of fun, and gave me a new perspective on the cold, so I didn't feel like it was such a horrible thing. Yeah. So when this change happens, it can feel like a loss, right? The loss of, um, you know, that, oh, I mean, what I have to wear clothes, more clothes, I mean, and, or, something like that. And not for everybody. Some people love the fall, and that's great. But if you have any difficulty with transitions, we want to help you be more flexible. So flexibility is important. And that's the thing. A lot of times people find as it gets colder, they get a little stiffer. And these are all sort of cellular biological experiences that oftentimes go unnoticed. Just a little tightening of the muscles, for example. Let's correct that. Tightening of the fascia and the nervous system and the vascular, all the blood vessels. So for everyone, I want you to just spend a moment and take a moment, um, think about something that it doesn't have to be this season, but something that sort of triggers you, that a memory, perhaps old memory or new one, and just see if you have any visceral or in the body experience when you think about it, and and uh, and then we'll so let me know when you don't have to let me know. I'll just give you about a half a minute to think about it, to feel it, notice that feeling, and then don't think about it anymore. And we're going to come back to it. So think about it, notice the sensation in the body, and don't think about it now. So try it again. Think about it, whatever that it was. See if you still have the body sensation. If yes, let me know if you can, in the either in the chat or just by reaction, raising your hand or something like that. If it's the same, if it's better, um, give me a heart, something like that. But just let me know if it's changed. Okay. So at least one person, no change. So I'm gonna, for everyone, it doesn't matter. We'll keep working on things. See if we can. So don't think about it again. Okay, so you're not thinking about anything specific to that situation. You're just, thinking about something else. And then go back to it again. Now, try it again. See, again, let me know if anything change, better, worse. Just a little feedback, and then I'll keep, addressing things. We'll go through it one more time. And it's always good to, I appreciate feedback so that I can see if there's anything more that we possibly can support you with. So a little bit of feedback is always good. Maybe you're not experiencing anything, but that's okay. Okay. Well, hopefully you get some benefit from this treatment here. And I wanted to just talk briefly about some experience that I had today. And that is one of feeling like, I don't know, for better or worse, Western, all words, only partially describe experience. But it was kind of like a feeling of relief where I had felt like some things were going on in my life, and I was feeling like, oh, I have got to do this, take care of this, a lot of to-dos, and then I felt this sort of freedom that, oh, I can let the universe, let the nature, let this intelligence, this kind of higher source, whatever you want to call it, consciousness, being in that flow. And when I did that, it was like, oh yeah, I don't have to keep fighting all this anymore. And that's such a great experience. It doesn't always last, I have to say, but when it happens, it's almost like, oh yeah, that's what they call the Tao in Chinese philosophy. It's this flow of being in the flow and not trying to push or control. And when those experiences happen, we get a reprieve from all that programming that we have to do something to fix things. And it's a great experience. And just gonna do a little energy clearing around letting go. and stepping into the flow of nature, for easiest way to describe it. Okay, great. So let's bring our hands in front of our hearts, take some nice, easy breaths. Entertain the possibility that you don't know the right answer, the right, whatever the right thing is. Express some gratitude for any peace or experiences that you have had or have. And then turn the palms out. Nice inhalation, exhale. Share your love, your compassion, care with others. It's all existence. One more exhalation, letting all the energy flowing in and through and around you. Don't let it build up. So we let it out. Great. So most of you in the Zoom have my information. So it's always in the texts as well, the reminders. And those of you, if you're on Facebook Live and you want to connect with me, you can go to my website, bodymindmedicine.com, and you'll find my contact information. Best to text and explain who you are and why you're texting me. So, because I do get spam. So anyway, thank you all for coming. Put your hands back in front of your heart for a moment. Good. So have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week, same time, same link, and yeah, have a great rest of your week. Peace.